What's going on, everybody? It's the Indoor Hunter, and if you haven't heard yet, the Hunter Call of the Wild has just released its latest trailer for its newest DLC, which is known as the Labrador Retriever DLC, set to release on November 28th of this year. I'm pretty excited about it, but we've got some things to discuss. So I'm going to be super annoying and talk over this. If you guys want to watch the full video without me blabbering over it, I'll make sure it's in the description below. That being said, as you can see, we're clearly on Leighton Lakes. We've got a rabbit scurrying off, and what do you know? We've got a Labrador Retriever bringing the animal back to us, which is beyond exciting. So we've got Labrador Retrievers coming in, as you can see, coming November 28th. Like I said earlier, if you want to see the full thing without me blabbering over it, the link is in the description below. But that being said, I'm very excited for this DLC because I think it's actually going to be useful, unlike, and this may be an unpopular opinion, the Bloodhound, which just didn't quite do it for me. Now, I can see the argument that it's cool to have the dog with you, hang out with you, name it, all that fun stuff, but as far as utility goes, it just wasn't that useful. Once you get your certain perks up to a particular level, you can track stuff down pretty easy. There have been very few instances where I was like, man, I wish I had this dog to find this critter, because, well, you follow good tracking practices, you're going to find what you're looking for, unless, of course, the game's glitched. But I digress. What I think is really interesting is the retriever aspect of this. Now, at the time of this recording, there has been zero detail exactly what the dog is going to be capable of, but I'm really hoping that it's going to be able to actually retrieve those waterfowl species that you shoot over water, and you're not going to have to wait 10 minutes for them to float to you. Really hoping that happens. If it doesn't, though, I still think it's going to be incredibly useful, especially whenever, for example, we're in Emerald Coast right now, we've got a magpie fly overhead, we pop it. That is difficult to track down because typically they don't leave a blood trail, and you just got to hope you watched it fall. And if you've got a retriever that's able to go out there and get that for you, that's going to be an absolute and complete game changer. Now, unfortunately, with this announcement, they did also say that they are not planning on releasing any sort of reserve DLC this year. They said that is going to be slated for next year, and they also didn't make any sort of comments on what it's going to be or where it will be located. They did say that they want to give their dev team enough time to make a polished product, which I obviously respect. We need that. We want it looking good, we want it feeling good, so I'm in no rush, I'm in no hurry. Kind of just feels like yesterday that Emerald Coast released. Anyway, there's still a ton of diamonds within the game that I don't have. That being said, I do have a somewhat unpopular opinion when it comes to future reserve DLCs, and that is, of course, I understand the community's appetite for exotic species. I've seen a lot of people talking about hunting in the Asian continent and just various weird, strange animals, which is great, and I'm open to that. However, there's a lot of species on here that I'd like to hunt in just different settings. I know there for a while we had some whitetail fatigue, but I honestly, as a whitetail hunter in real life, wouldn't mind to see another one. But there's a couple, like especially big game animals that are very popular in North American hunt, like elk, that we are just robbed as far as content goes. We've got two maps. We've got Leighton Lakes and we have Silver Ridge Peaks. That's it as far as elk go. I wouldn't mind seeing more mountainous maps like that where we could get our hands on some of those. Same goes for blacktail. You can only hunt Leighton Lakes for those, and I still actually don't have a diamond, and I wouldn't mind trying that on a different map. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think as far as future DLCs go, and reserves, what you would like to see. I've seen everything from giraffes to elephants to everything else under the sun, but I wouldn't mind them sticking to their roots though, and just natural, like what the normal community as far as outdoorsmen hunt on a regular basis, and having more and bigger opportunities to pursue those. And of course, I'll probably harp on this every time they make a DLC announcement until what I want to see come to the game actually happens, and that is, of course, several quality of life features that currently are in the game or should be in the game. I'm really hoping to see new scopes and optics added. I really don't want to see that as a paid DLC. I think that would definitely be a good free DLC for everybody. We've been looking at the same optics and scopes since day one, and it'd be kind of cool to get at least the ability to change your reticule. Maybe change the color, maybe change the size, shape, stuff like that, because truth be told, I like the crosshairs of the starter scope much more than the Hyperion here, but you know, you just can't use it, and that's something really cool that I'd like to see them add. As far as weapons go, I don't really care what they add, just keep them coming. They've been pretty good as far as that goes, in my opinion. We really desperately need some sort of new vehicle. The ATVs are cool. Again, this is one of those that I don't think should be a paid DLC unless it's like something just leaps and bounds ahead of the current ATV. Some sort of way to navigate water. That's always been a #1 issue in Call of the Wild. I would love the ability, even though it's not realistic, but I think at this point everybody understands the community, this isn't a full-blown simulator, and well, I'd like the ability to swim across this if I wanted to. Maybe even if it was like a deployable boat or something like that, that would make maps like Mississippi much more bearable. I don't know, just some thoughts I've had, but I'm pretty excited about the Receiver DLC coming out. Definitely going to be getting it, going to be trying it out. Hopefully it works how I'm hoping it does. Like I said, I'm really hoping that they have that ability to retrieve animals that are in the water. I do think it's going to be very useful for those smaller game animals that you shoot, particularly the flyers, you know, the ducks, the geese, stuff like that. Again, we don't know all the details. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one.